Every raise is supposed to make life easier. You earn more. You finally have room to breathe. You can save more, worry less, and stop checking your bank account before every ordinary purchase. At least, that is what is supposed to happen. But for millions of people, the raise arrives, the excitement lasts a few weeks, and then something strange happens. The money disappears. The strange part is that Alex does not feel richer for long. His expectations rise almost as quickly as his paycheck, so the financial relief he imagined is replaced by a new set of costs that now feel completely ordinary. Not in one reckless weekend, not because of one luxury vacation or one ridiculous purchase. It disappears through a series of small upgrades that quickly stop feeling like upgrades. A slightly better apartment, a newer car, more delivery, a nicer gym, faster shipping, better clothes, more subscriptions, fewer moments of saying no. 6 months later, your income is higher, but your financial life feels almost exactly the same. This is a lifestyle creep. And the most dangerous part is that it rarely feels like overspending. It feels like progress. Let me tell you about Alex. Alex is 29. He has been working hard for several years, paying his bills, trying to be responsible, and waiting for the moment when his income finally catches up with his life. His take-home pay is about $4,000 a month. It is enough to survive, but not enough to feel relaxed. He pays $1,400 in rent. Around $450 goes to transportation. Food costs about $600. Utilities, insurance, phone service, and other basic bills take another $650. Subscriptions, clothes, small purchases, and social spending use roughly $500. After everything, Alex usually saves around $400 a month. Not perfect, but real progress. Then he gets promoted. His take-home pay rises from $4,000 to $5,000 a month. That is an extra $1,000 every month. $12,000 more every year. For the first time, Alex feels like he has made it to the next level. He tells himself he will save most of the raise. Maybe he will build a real emergency fund. Maybe he will invest. Maybe he will finally stop feeling behind. But before he makes a plan, the new income starts changing what feels reasonable. His apartment suddenly feels too small. It was acceptable when he earned $4,000. Now it feels like a place he should have outgrown. So when his lease ends, he moves somewhere a little nicer. Nothing extravagant. Just more light, a better neighborhood, and a shorter commute. The rent is $250 more per month. Then his car begins to feel old. It still works. It is still reliable. But now that he has a better job, the scratches, the noise, and the outdated interior bother him more than they used to. He replaces it with something newer. The payment and insurance add another $220 per month. Because work is busier, he orders food more often. That adds about $180. He upgrades his gym, adds 2 subscriptions, buys better clothes for work, and becomes more willing to pay for convenience. Another $300 disappears. Then there are the small things he does not even count as lifestyle changes. A more expensive coffee because the cheaper one no longer feels worth it. A ride instead of public transportation. A premium version instead of the basic version. A weekend trip because he has been working hard. Another $50 here. Another $80 there. By the end of the year, Alex is spending roughly $950 more every month. His income increased by $1,000. His savings increased by only $50. He earned $12,000 more that year, but saved only about $600 more. Nothing terrible happened. That is exactly why lifestyle creep is so effective. There is no dramatic failure to notice. Alex did not become irresponsible overnight. He simply allowed every new dollar to receive a new job before it had a chance to build his future. This is the first thing to understand. Lifestyle creep does not usually take your raise all at once. It takes it in pieces small enough to defend. The apartment is only $250 more. The car is only $220 more. The delivery is only a few extra orders. The subscriptions are only $10 or $15 each. Every decision can be justified on its own. But your bank account does not experience them one at a time. It adds them together. And once those upgrades become part of normal life, they become difficult to remove. That is the second trap. A raise feels exciting once. A higher rent is charged every month. A newer car feels special for a few weeks. The payment remains for years. Delivery saves time tonight. The habit quietly becomes part of next month's budget. The emotional reward is temporary, but the financial obligation repeats. This is how a better month becomes a more expensive life. There's also a psychological reason this happens so quickly. Human beings adapt. The first week in the better apartment feels impressive. After a few months, it just feels like home. The first time Alex drives the newer car, he notices everything. The quiet cabin, the cleaner interior, the newer technology. 6 months later, he barely thinks about it. The upgrade becomes invisible, but the payment does not. This process is sometimes called hedonic adaptation. Things that once felt exciting become normal. And once they become normal, returning to the old level can feel like losing something, even when the old level was perfectly acceptable before. That is why lifestyle creep moves easily in one direction. Upgrading feels like progress. Downgrading feels like failure. But the biggest trap is not that Alex enjoys nicer things. Enjoying your money is not a financial mistake. The real problem is that he upgraded his lifestyle before deciding what the raise was supposed to accomplish. The raise had no destination, so the environment chose one for him. Advertising suggested that a better job deserved a better car. His co-workers normalized more expensive restaurants. Social media made ordinary apartments look inadequate. Convenience became the reward for stress. And because each upgrade matched his new income, none of it looked obviously unreasonable. This is why earning more does not automatically create wealth. Income is money that enters your life. Wealth is money that stays, grows, reduces risk, or buys future freedom. You can have a high income and still have very little financial room. You can earn more than you did 5 years ago and still feel trapped by the next paycheck. The problem is not always the size of the income. Sometimes it is the size of the life that income is required to support. Think about Alex before the promotion. If he lost his job, his monthly lifestyle required about $3,600 before savings. After the promotion and the upgrades, it required about $4,550. He did not only spend the raise, he raised the minimum amount of money his life now needs every month. That makes him more fragile. The better apartment, newer car, upgraded services, and convenient spending are enjoyable when income is stable. But if his hours are reduced, if he wants to change careers, if he needs time away from work, or if an emergency arrives, those same upgrades become pressure. This is the hidden cost of lifestyle creep. It does not only reduce savings, it reduces options. A lower cost lifestyle gives you room to leave a bad job, survive a setback, start a business, move, study, or simply rest. A high cost lifestyle may look successful from the outside while quietly making every paycheck non-negotiable. And this is where lifestyle creep connects to the other money traps. A car loan turns a large price into a manageable monthly payment. Subscriptions make spending feel like background noise. Buy now, pay later divides the cost into small pieces. Minimum payments make debt feel controlled. Lifestyle creep collects all of those small decisions and turns them into a new definition of normal. No single expense ruins the budget. The budget is slowly rebuilt around all of them. So how do you stop lifestyle creep without turning every raise into punishment? The answer is not to freeze your life forever. It is not to live like a student when your income has doubled. And it is not to feel guilty every time you buy something better. The goal is to upgrade intentionally instead of automatically. Step 1. Decide what the raise will do before it arrives. The most important moment is not 3 months after the promotion. It is the first paycheck. Before the new income blends into normal life, give it a structure. For example, Alex could decide that half of the extra $1,000 will go towards savings, investing, or debt reduction. $300 can improve his current life. $200 can remain flexible. The exact percentages are not universal. The principle is, your future should receive part of the raise before your lifestyle sees what is available. Step 2. Automate the part you want to keep. Good intentions are weakest when money is sitting in the checking account looking spendable. If Alex automatically moves $500 on payday, he never has to make the same decision 30 days in a row. The race becomes progress before it becomes temptation. Automation is not powerful because it is sophisticated. It is powerful because it removes negotiation. Step 3. Separate one-time rewards from permanent costs. Celebrating a promotion with a dinner or a short trip is very different from adding a larger rent payment, car payment, premium membership, and delivery habit that repeat every month. One-time spending ends. Recurring spending changes the cost of your life. Before accepting a new monthly expense, multiply it by 12. A $250 rent increase is not just $250, it is $3,000 per year. $220 vehicle upgrade is $2,640 per year before fuel, repairs, or other changes. A few recurring improvements can consume an entire raise while still appearing individually affordable. Step 4. Create a waiting period for lifestyle upgrades. Do not upgrade during the emotional high of receiving more money. Wait 3 months. Live on the old structure while the difference accumulates. This does 2 things. First, it proves that the race is stable and real. Second, it lets you experience what the extra money can build. Once Alex sees $3,000 in a growing emergency fund, giving all of it away to higher fixed costs becomes a more visible decision. Step 5. Choose the upgrades that genuinely improve your life. Not every expense is equal. A shorter commute may return hours every week. Better housing may improve safety or health. Paying for help may create time for family or work. The point is not to reject every improvement. The point is to stop upgrading by default. Ask 3 questions. Will this still improve my life after the excitement disappears? Does it create a recurring obligation? What future goal becomes slower because I choose it? A good upgrade can survive those questions. An automatic upgrade usually cannot. There is one more rule that protects against lifestyle creep. Define enough. If every increase in income creates a higher standard, there's no finish line. Every apartment can be larger, every car can be newer, every trip can be more comfortable, every convenience can be upgraded. Without a personal definition of enough, your lifestyle will expand until it consumes whatever you earn. Enough does not mean giving up ambition. It means deciding which parts of life deserve expansion and which parts are already working. Maybe Alex decides that his apartment matters, but the newer car does not. Maybe he keeps the reliable vehicle, moves closer to work, and still saves most of the race. Maybe he spends more on travel, but refuses to let small subscriptions and convenience purchases multiply. That is not deprivation. That is choosing. A raise should increase more than the appearance of your life. It should increase your margin, your savings, your resilience, your ability to say no, your ability to wait, your ability to make decisions without fear of the next payment. At the beginning of this story, Alex thought the promotion would make him feel richer, but income alone could not do that. Every dollar entered his account and immediately became part of a more expensive routine. So he makes a different decision. The next time his salary increases, he does not ask, "What can I upgrade now?" He asks, "What problem should this money permanently solve?" Part goes to the emergency fund, part goes to investing, part makes his life better today, but not all of it becomes necessary. That is the difference between earning more and becoming wealthier. Earning more gives you additional money. Becoming wealthier means keeping some of the distance between what you earn and what your life requires. Lifestyle Creep closes that distance quietly. Your job is to protect it deliberately. So when the next raise arrives, enjoy it. Celebrate it. Improve something that truly matters. But do not let every new dollar disappear into a new monthly obligation. Because the goal is not to look richer while becoming more dependent on your paycheck. The goal is to make more money and finally need less of it. That is how a raise becomes freedom, instead of just a more expensive version of the same financial life.